Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of the most awesome videos. In front of us we have the Tiemahun FS-087. It's an emergency AM/FM shortwave NOAA Weather Alert portable radio with MP3 player. Awesome! You can buy this radio for around $35 off Amazon. Pay attention, they do have coupons out there. I was able to use a coupon to get 30% off mine. So I know they like to run those little specials. Always keep an eye out for those and get a good deal. So here it is. Mine came in red. Cool picture of it there. We got some bullet points and we'll go over those. I believe it's just little images of the radio here. Same on that side, and then here we got features, solar power, reading light, crank power, LED flashlight. Awesome. Let's go see what's in the box. This open. There we go. Ooh, we get a little cable. Oh, that's something unique. All right, I think the box is empty. Okay, let's set this aside. Yep, let's toss that over there. Okay. Awesome. We get a USB charging cable. The micro USB variety. This is to charge the internal lithium battery, the 18650, which I'm going to show you. It's a pretty awesome setup. Also, you can use this for your USB charging out to charge your USB micro devices such as Samsung phones and other phones that are compatible to that charging feature. Cool. Nice to see that. Next, we have some instructions. Pull them out of the bag here. Here we go. Tiemahun. NOAA Weather. This is NOAA Alert radio, it doesn't say weather, but solar dynamo, weather band, AM/FM shortwave radio with the music player. It's a pretty basic sheet here. You go over some features there on the back. You can just pause and read if you need this. We're going to go over pretty much all of this. Let's see what this says here. Make sure it's fully charged. Okay, I don't care about that. All right, so they go over some specs for the radio, method of application. How to use it, you got alert function, MP3 player, siren function, USB charging out, and how to charge the emergency lantern. Specifications. So there's your LED, you got a front flashlight with one LED, you got a reading lamp with 11 LEDs, we'll show that to you. There's your frequency ranges, quite a bit. You got the AM, you got FM, you got shortwave, which is 3.2 to 18 megahertz, and you got your 7 channels on weather band. Power source, you have your Dynamo, and you have the rechargeable battery there, 2300 milliamp hour, lithium ion, 18650, and you have optional 3 AA batteries. Cool. All right. So let's get to the radio. It's bubble wrapped, excuse me, which is really nice to see. And I think, let me see this right here. Yeah, it looks good. I had a piece of cardboard here to get better contrast, but I think this will look okay. All right, so here's the radio. We'll go over dimensions. 8¼ inches long, 5 inches high, and a case depth of 3 inches, including the front of that tuning knob. Okay, let's do some size comparison. I'm going to bring this back up. Gotta zoom up. It's a bigger radio. Kind of get that lunchbox size to it. I brought out a cool radio to compare it to, and this is the Kato KA500. To give you an idea for size comparison, they're almost identical in size. I believe the Tiemahun's a little thicker. These sit next to each other here to give you an idea for size. Yep. So definitely the Kato 500 is smaller, but it does give you an idea of the two size radios. Okay. And then we'll just lower that back down. Of course, we got to bring out Mr. Iron Man. Yeah, always cool. Deck of cards handy, especially in an emergency situation. Strapped at the back of the radio. I just put it right here, or like a rubber band or something. That'd be kind of cool. So that gives you an idea. Deck of cards. Yeah, it's a pretty thick radio. All right. So let's go over features. Yeah, features is fun. So this Tiemahun FS-087. Left-hand side, we have the flashlight feature. We have the USB out feature, 5 volts out. We have the micro USB in to charge the internal battery. Pretty simple setup there. Front of the radio, we have the volume on-off for the radio. We have the dial showing in NOAA, FM, and below that we have AM, shortwave 1 and shortwave 2. You'll notice a little red light there. That's the charging indicator. So when there's light on the solar panel there, you can see it's charging the internal battery. Emergency radio, all that stuff, fun. Over here we have the tuning knob. We have back and seek back, forward and seek forward for your MP3 function. We have a pause play button there. Here we have a band select, FM, AM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2, NOAA, and alert, music. So that's kind of a nice feature there. We have a light switch here, so we have for front light, and then we'll have for reading lamps, which I'll show you in a second. We have a siren. This looks like it has 2 speakers, but it does not. It only has 1 speaker. It's right here. It would kind of been cool with 2, but it is pretty small profile, so I don't know how much stereo you would hear with your own ears. But it does have 1 speaker here. Let's go ahead and hit the siren. Okay, that's loud. We have a charge feature. That gets brighter, telling you're in the charge mode. So it outputs the power to the USB out there. Okay, on the right-hand side, we have that reading lamp. This one's kind of tight-fitting. Opens up, and you'll see there's, I believe, let's say 11 LEDs. We'll go ahead and turn that on. Yeah, real bright. I like this. It's actually really nice. It's a perfect setup. If you're reading something there, you have a nice ambient light source. So we'll go ahead and turn that off. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the top of the radio. You'll see it says SD music player, an micro SD card slot. Doesn't say how much size. I got a 16 gig in there. It works fine. I'm guessing it can go up to 32 gigabytes on storage. Here we have the solar panel to charge the internal battery. We have an antenna. The antenna is kind of small. It's 15.5 inches, but it still gets the job done. Here we have a handle. Let me show you this on the back. There's a handle that sits flush in the radio. I actually kind of like that. You just pull this up, and you got a quick carrying handle. I wouldn't use it all the time because it looks real strong on top, but then right here where it hinges, it gets really tiny. So I wouldn't trust this with a lot of action. Just emergency situations only. Use the handle. Otherwise, just use it normally. Just pick it up by the body. Here we have the Dynamo. Pretty easy to use. No issues with that. I'm not a fan of dynamos, but if you need it, you got it, which is great. This is really cool. This is the battery compartment. I gotta show you, this is fun. So let me see if I can get this open. It's tight fitting. It is hinged, so it's captured. I like that feature. Now the battery is an 18650, like I mentioned before, but this battery is removable. Yes, the positive is going to the right-hand side. You can take this out. I have to use a little screwdriver to pop it out. It's really tight fitting, but just be careful when you're taking it in and out. But it's not wired. It's actually a basic standard 18650 you can replace with no problem. So go ahead and, I think it's a button top, and it's one of those protected cells. Looks like there's some type of protection wire running through there so it doesn't overcharge. And you'll notice there's a spot for 3 AA batteries. You can put those in and run them simultaneously with this battery. I'm not sure which order ones drive first, but it is safe to put both batteries in at the same time. There's a circuit inside the radio that does not allow you to charge the AA's by mistake, which is good. I'm glad they looked into that feature. They didn't have it connected to the same circuit. All right, so let's go ahead and close that back up. Always fun to do on camera. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about FM reception, and we'll turn this on and see what we can tune in tonight. FM reception was okay to good, about 45 stations. It's a rather difficult radio to tune for sensitivity, so just keep in mind emergency radio, get your strong stations in, no problem. Rock and roll with that, because that's all you really need in an emergency. You don't need to sit there and try to, do AM DXing or FM DXing with this radio. It's pretty much meant to, get some station telling you what to do next. It's important. So, but getting 45 stations is great. And FM selectivity was okay because those stronger stations would tend to bleed over to the weaker ones. So when you got on a strong station, it would pretty much carry a lot of the band. And you'll see that as I tune some of these AM stations tonight. So there you go. There's that. And let's go ahead. We're going to go to the music function so you can get an audio test here. I'm not going to use Radio todderbert. I'm just going to use the built-in micro SD card there. So we're going to go all the way over to music. Turn it on.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
We'll do a little demo. A couple minutes. emergency, having music is nice. So if you couldn't tune in a favorite station, you have your MP3 music, which is cool. What I like is old-time radio shows, and also like narrated books. So you can put those in the MP3 also. Let's see if I have any of those on here.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on west, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with the U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke.
So you're able to fast forward.
All right, Dawn, put up the gun. Marshal, you got a wild and woolly town here.
Marshal, you move aside. I'm gonna make this grinning dude kick up his heels for us.
I'd say that might be quite a trick, Thorne. Unless he's changed a lot since I last met him. Have you, Doc? Not for the good, Matt. I was afraid.
You pasty-faced tenderfoot. I said for you.
Shut up.
From Chicago, we invite you to enjoy life. Life with Luigi, a new comedy show created by Cy Howard and starring J. Carroll Nance.
The Signal Oil Program, The Whistler.
So there you go. Get an idea what you can put on your MP3 card. I love it. There's a lot of cool things. You could also put audio recordings of things you need in emergency. So you could actually even read out a list of things that you should have or look for. So if you forgot, you could just play that and then you have a recorded file there. I think that's a real smart idea. So okay, there you go. So there's a lot of uses for having an MP3 player built into an emergency radio, not just for entertainment, also for information. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to tune to the NOAA weather band. Let's see what my radio picks up. All right, we should be on alert. That's alert. So it's really hard to tell where you're at. So you just kind of got to count where your switch is. I think this is NOAA here. Put up my antenna.
Mostly sunny and becoming mostly cloudy. No showers late in the afternoon.
I'm not sure if I mentioned the speaker there. Single speaker, it's 2 1/4 inches. It does have good sound. I mean, I know it probably picked up a little bit in the microphone, but nice low ends, nice mid range. I like it. Awesome. So let's go ahead and turn this up. I think this is channel 2 coming in. Channel 1. Channel 3. It's pretty sensitive.
The dew point was 27.
Here's channel 5.
And the relative humidity was 78%. The wind was west at 6 miles an hour. The wind chill was 28. The pressure was 29.99 inches and steady. Elsewhere around the region.
So what you would do,
Wisconsin, snow
you'd
was
find your good station on the weather band,
Haze was reported
set to the volume you like,
of 33
and then move it over 1.
Airport.
And now it's in alert mode. And I believe that light will, okay, the light doesn't tell you it's an alert, but I wish there was an indicator saying it was in alert mode. There isn't. But once you do that, you switch it over 1. You are in alert mode now, so alert comes through, the radio will turn on, which is nice. So, back over there.
Under cloudy skies are possible.
There's channel
Snow
7.
night. Freezing spray after midnight. Waves 4 to 6 feet.
So it's got a really good circuit there. So we're going to go ahead and hook up the shortwave antenna, just see if we can pick up any shortwave stations. I have a little Texan wire here. If you guys don't know, it's a PL380. Here it is. I have it strung up in my window inside the house, and the blinds are facing west. And we'll see if we can pick up anything on the shortwave. Just bring this antenna down a little bit so you guys can see what's going on there. So there's the wire hooked up. Okay, so we're going to go to shortwave 1. So go all the way over. There's FM, AM, shortwave 1. Turn the radio on. See what we can pick up on shortwave 1. We're all the way over here on 8 megahertz, so we'll dial it down to 3.2. Now the tuning on mine is a little stiff, which isn't a bad thing. So once you find a station, it won't get bumped easily. Okay.
The time of the prophet be revealed. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. Okay. You can tell it's DSP the way it's notched.
Which are most concerned about the prospects of a so-called hard Brexit. The move came after the British Parliament this week overwhelmingly rejected a divorce agreement worked out with the EU. France's Parliament approved a special law this week allowing for the government to impose emergency measures to deal with a no-deal Brexit. Work on a major new nuclear power station in Britain.
So I'm trying very carefully to tune slowly for you guys. Okay, music there. Some ham activity there on the 80 meter band. It's nice to see it go all the way down to 3.2. A little bit of CW there. Okay, we'll go to shortwave 2. Here's 10 megahertz. So the dial's just a little off. It's coming in nice and strong for just a little wire in the window.
At the tone, 23 hours, 5 minutes, coordinated universal time.
There, you got the time, so you know what time it is. Cool. Okay, gives an idea. Let's go ahead and go to AM real quick. We'll just buzz through the AM, and then I might do a full band scan in the future for a video separate than this one. Let's go AM. There today, fantastic. Enjoyed it. In the evening, I've noticed I got some long distance stations too, which is nice. Start at the bottom of the band here.
Update Road and Willow Road, thanks to a lengthy crash cleanup, still blocking the right lane and the off-ramp. As for the expressways,
I always want to do that to eliminate any interference.
Cook into the junction, outbound all clear. Inbound Kennedy Airport into downtown, 48-minute trip.
Local station.
In from Montrose on the outbound side. Downtown to Montrose takes 35 minutes. 53 out to the airport express lanes can save you about 15 minutes. Inbound Eisenhower, 390 to the old post office, 57 minutes. 38 in from Manheim. On the outbound side, old post office to Manheim, it's
a packed house. You know, I think we all got to be subjected to certain things, and you know, whether the right calls are being made now or the right calls are being made anywhere in the national hockey league. Who's to say who's smart or not right now? There's a lot of crazy things going on in the league right now. You see, Anaheim
identifies people with the right skills, education, and experience for your job, then actively invites them to apply. So you get qualified candidates fast, like 5 on
forecasts and our weather conditions at least 10 times an hour, day and night, right here on WBBM. Cook County judge has acquitted 3
right to
former Chicago police officers of
ZipRecruiter
to the deadly police shooting of Laquan McDonald. The judge says there's no evidence.
I was able to get 740 the other day, which is nice. This is 780 WBM.
Jason Van Dyke shot McDonald 16
Kind of see where the dial is. It's definitely ahead of a little bit. It's like it's right at 800 now. So it's close.
Found the 3 officers not guilty.
There it is. Hi there. Thanks for being with me where justice is served every day. There seems to be just a little something in my voice. I'm not quite sure what it is. I otherwise feel fine.
Get to 20.
It's just, you know,
local.
So I can't wait to have that conversation because I'm
Skywave.
She was
503, I think it's a little bit behind, so it's probably 508 Central Standard Time. Just at dusk.
Killed and beheaded every single one but Jessica. Oh my gosh.
How old was she?
And then Brian Cox. She was in her 20s,
see where we're at
I
here.
remember the story. I don't remember the specifics.
Horrible deal, man. But these Marine Corps, woo!
Good guys.
All right, my favorite day for sports. It's not Derby. No. It's not U of L UK basketball or football. It is this Sunday for the
KWHAS, Louisville, Kentucky.
Games. They are back to back.
About 300 miles.
About 8 hours of football.
Cette région du monde, j'en parle avec notre journaliste à l'économie, Philippe Antoine Saunier. C'est un
860 CJBC, Toronto, Ontario, which is 460 miles.
Très important des entreprises canadiennes. On parle de mines d'or d'abord, un secteur lucratif en lui-même. Des mines d'or qui se sont multipliées ces dernières décennies au Burkina Faso et les entreprises canadiennes.
Point, all of that is also a drain on what you're able to do.
A very busy night, but we're going to begin with something.
Definitely on the stadium side, there's certainly
sometimes you got to tune backwards to get grab a station
that we have to allocate toward the stadium.
To you in the Army National Guard, sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Wisconsin Broadcasters.
Here we go. It looked like you'd see a ghost. That's all I know. If only we could say. Yeah. Off-the-air conversation. Bring it on.
The Thursday, Friday off-air conversations are just gold.
Yeah, way better than Monday or Tuesday. I don't know why that is. The story we just told needs to be like, that's one of those that they need to cartoon it. Like, it was like, it's like, because like, even if we told
see where we're at here. Maybe we're at 1,000 or 1,100 here.
You could turn in any device you have on you, so you can't.
Okay, we're at 1,100 WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio. About 300 miles. Which is awesome.
At least it's like cheap.
Use my bubble right here.
2.0 edition of the sports thing. Who else gonna make magic?
Cleveland, excuse me, Cleveland, WTAM. I'm a little off on my frequencies here.
Is gone for the day, so Andre filled in for him. And Jensen, you're here. You're leaving for...
So 345 miles. Sweet.
I'm going to beat the Arctic blast.
Captain Roger Brand has the latest on your commute from the KMOX Traffic Center.
Well, it's still kind of busy out there.
So St. Louis, Missouri,
We do have some incidents.
11:20 a.m. 275 miles.
On the northbound 170, the northbound 170. Well, okay, so you said that the...
Just going to tune it up to the end here.
American history in the last century that's ever been done. Ever.
Dear Madam Speaker.
Hello, Barbara.
Hi, Clark. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, you... Winter storm problems that have eroded out of whack. We are not in this situation.
Shaking his head, saying you can't guard me now.
Harden is on a historic run.
Maybe a very nice man, but he's a very dangerous man.
We'll take a break and come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, thanks, Golden Globe winning actor Jeff Bridges.
And I wanted everything to be at, my threshold. I wanted to be the guy that let it change. I wanted to be the leader. This is something like...
Okay, there it is, top of the dial. Go ahead and turn this off, and we'll do final thoughts on the Tiemahun FS-087. Pretty cool. It's a bigger form factor. It's kind of like a lunchbox size, but really, easy to find in an emergency situation. It's actually kind of cool because in household, I like the red. It's easy to spot. It's bigger, so if you had this in the closet or if you had it somewhere that people would know right away to grab it, like if it was on a shelf, you'd know right away. It's not going to hide or be small and lost somewhere and you're trying to run around looking for it, like a CC Pocket. You know, it's a weather radio, but it's small, so you'd have to have a special spot for it. But this is nice. I like the size. I really like the battery setup where you have the optional 18650 as far as being able to replace it. You could have a handful of those batteries handy and charged and ready to go. Most people do that are into preparing. They have their flashlights with 18650 rechargeable batteries. They can work in this radio and you can just pop them in and pop them out. There's no wired leads to plug in. That is a big bonus for this radio. I do like that. I like the fact that you can run on 3 AA batteries. If you didn't have that option, that's a big deal. Having a siren is nice in emergency. You know, if you're under something, like you got trapped in your house and you're waiting for rescuers, you have this radio with you. That's great. The lamp is nice. This is very high power here. This little reading lamp. I was surprised how strong it was. You do have a nice little flashlight on this radio. The bands are great. So FM is decent. AM is decent on day and night. And shortwave is workable. So it's a great all-around radio. Now I'm a big fan of the FS-089 that they make. I really like that radio with the built-in handle. But the only thing I don't like about it is that you can't replace that 18650. It's pretty much a permanent feature in that radio. And this radio does pretty much everything else that radio does, except provide you with that bigger illuminating room light. So yeah, you have to give up one for the other. So if I had to choose which radio to grab in emergency, this would probably be the one I'd grab first because you can replace that 18650 very easily. So there's my opinion. It's recommended buy, $35 on the high side. Maybe you can get this down to $25 on a sale. Amazon runs these sales all the time. Always good to keep an eye out for them. Great company, like their products. This is the 3rd radio I think I've reviewed from them. And just a good investment. Definitely handy to have. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video presentation of this radio, please give me a big like. You guys are awesome. Yes, I'm talking to you guys. Too, of course, if you're new to the channel and you like emergency radios and you're always interested in what's out there, what they're capable of, and you're curious, you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of videos. I produce a lot of videos and I do a lot of emergency radios. Most people will tell you that's pretty much a main focus on my channel. If you go through and you look at some of my reviews, I have a lot of emergency radios reviewed. So there you are. And of course, number 3, comment below what you think about this particular radio. Would you be interested in buying this? Would you be interested in going with something like this? You know, Kato Voyager. Let me know. Be interested to hear your opinion. Okay, guys. Well, we'll hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next. Take care, and goodbye.